everyone. Welcome back to Wasted Opinions. This episode, we are going over our favorite party video games. These are all the games that we love to play when we had a bunch of people over and we were looking for something to do, and we got a console sitting there. These are the games we're popping in. So yeah, check out this episode of Wasted Opinions.
When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot. I don't know, but these are chewed off. Show me what you got. We'll drink it if you say.
Hey, welcome back. We are talking about our favorite party of video games. All three of us, we're gamers. I think you know that by now. If you've watched like 3 of our videos, you would have known that by now. We talk about it pretty frequently. And one thing we like to do is get together, have some drinks with friends, and play some of these games that we're about to talk about. And there's plenty out there that are fantastic to play. And we've all had different consoles. But, let's get through our intros as we usually do. Over on my left. My right, yeah.
When I'm playing Mario games, I like to play as Luigi. That is my guy. I am CountryBoy.
And down below,
I love getting just absolutely annihilated at a house party and playing video games with friends. So call me up on MussKeg.
That was a very toothy intro. You're like, I love absolutely getting annihilated. It's almost sexual in a way. If I haven't said it, I'm LewisLightning, and as we are known to do, we're going to start this episode with a little shot.
All right, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Clink.
So, who wants to get the ball rolling here?
I'll go first.
Okay.
As previously mentioned, Mario games. That's where we're at. And Mario Party is probably the party game that you want to start out with. You get to roll some dice. You get to go around the board. I got multiple Mario Party games that I love. Mario Party 2 is probably my favorite of all time. But you know what? The most recent Mario Party is a really good one, too, for the Nintendo Switch. You should check that one out as well, too, because it gets you to do all sorts of different things. You can customize stuff. It's got a bunch of, I think it's got 6 different boards you can play on. 5 or 6. I can't remember how many boards it is. And it brought back a lot of the classic games as well, too. So, I mean, if you're new to Mario Party and you jump in on this game, I think this is a good one to jump into. So that's where I'll say the newest Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch is
Jamboree, right?
Jamboree, that's what it's called. Jamboree, yeah. So I'll say that's the one that if you're gonna have a party with a bunch of people, that's the one you can jump into right now. It's a really great game, and it's fun to play with friends because you can screw guys over all the time. You can steal their stars, or you can, if you're on a team with somebody, you can botch your team and you can make sure you lose games. It's super fun just screwing guys over and just playing a board game basically on the Nintendo. It's fun.
I haven't played that one yet. That's like that one and all of like the GameCube ones I haven't played. But I think my favorite so far has been Super Mario Party, which was like I think 2 entries ago, before Superstars, but still in the Switch. But yeah, I love that one. I love that they added you could have allies and custom dice blocks of your own. That I like those additions. That was great.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Taking it back to where you started with Mario Party, and this is the cool part about it. Honestly, back then, outside of like sports games and maybe wrestling games, there weren't a lot of games that were like 4-player games, right? You had 1 players, you had 2 players. I don't recall in the days of Nintendo 64 a ton, but you had 4 ports. They're like, got to take advantage of it.
Like GoldenEye was like one of the games that you'd...
GoldenEye,
maybe talk about that later, sorry.
Like first-person shooters and stuff. But anyways,
yeah.
But I'll say this, there's also the fact that like, now it's fun playing the games, there's the motion controls and everything like that. But everybody's spread apart too. You're in a big living room, somebody's over there. Like there's just something about when you're on those 4 short controllers basically huddled together playing that game that really brought it out. I go back to like my favorites being the earlier stage ones, like the Mario Party where you could just destroy your controller,
destroy your palm,
destroy your hand with the freaking the blister in your hand.
No, I love Mario parties. I guess the one I probably played the most and enjoyed the most was it was on the Wii, and it was the one that had like I always talk about it every single time we talk about the subject, but the Monopoly kind of style board where you could
Oh yeah.
change the
By
price.
hotels. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So
when you brought up the Wii one, like to me that's like around that time. Not that game specifically, but that's like the dark ages of that series when they made it so you all travel together in one vehicle. Oh, that cut the rope's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we did have the worst ones. You're right.
That
Uh,
was on that. Yeah.
I
Yes.
was gonna say, who wants to go next? Now, like, if you want to add anything, you can throw it in right now. But
No, I don't.
you want
I'll
to go
go
next?
next here.
Okay.
I'll go with let's keep the Mario train a rolling. Um, and we'll go with Mario Kart. An amazing game series. Has been. I think one thing that's good about Mario Kart, it's consistently evolved, gotten better. Excuse me, with each iteration. From Super Nintendo to N64. N64 one always holds a special spot in my heart because of, that was it really introduced the concept of a track being bigger than it could be, secret
Mhm.
paths, things like that. Excuse me. But yeah, the Mario Kart games, they also I mentioned this many times, but they also lend themselves great to parties because multiple ways. One, you can use like switch off people, you can take turns. It doesn't matter. You can do teams and such. But also, it's got drunk Mario Kart driving, where
Mhm.
you have to finish your drink, or you can't drive while you're drinking, but you got
Yeah.
to finish the drink before it's done.
Yeah.
Real good add on to that. So I love Mario Kart.
Yeah. No drinking and driving. And sorry, just to add on to that is basically any kart racer. I have a blast with all kart racers. Like I know you and I must love the Mod Nation racers. There's like a Sega Sonic racers as well too out there. There's Crash Team
Roll
Racing.
racing.
There's which one?
Rock and Roll Racing for the SNES.
Okay.
There's so many different car races out there. I mean, obviously, Mario Kart is one that stands out as everybody's the most famous one. It's not my favorite, but it is probably the most famous one. Absolutely.
I'll throw why I pick Mario Kart specifically though too. Mario Kart gets like girls play Mario Kart too. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there are many gamers of all races and genders and creeds, but in like the most of the people I've ever played with, the girls have never really been the big video gamers, but they always are up for Mario Kart.
That's 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I like about, I guess, the more modern ones is that they've actually kind of tried to maintain the old tracks. Like you could play like the more modern ones, and you can play like 3 or 4 versions of Rainbow Road alone because they have
Yeah.
like the N64 one. I think there's even like the SNES one available,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
you could play what's that one called? There's Chocolate Hills and Yoshi's
Yeah.
Valley, like from the N64, which are classics. I love those. And I love going
Yeah.
back to those. Um,
Turtle Beach or whatever it was.
yeah, Turtle Beach. One that I have never played, which actually is the one thing they haven't brought back, is Double Dash had 2-player carts where you could like swap around.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to do that again.
It always interested me, but I've never actually played it. So I was like, oh, how
Never
great
played
was it?
Never played
Yeah.
that one.
Just a super. It was GameCube. So I don't know.
Mario,
I never. I watched people play, but I never played it myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'm next one going, and I'm gonna keep that the Mario games going as well.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with a sports game that I think in a way kart racing is also a sport. So Mario Strikers Charged specifically. I think there's like 3 or 4. I think at least 3 in the series
It's
so far.
3, I think.
Because
Yeah,
Mario
3.
Strikers was the original, and then Charged, and then Battle something is the newest one. But Charged was on the, was it Switch? I think it was, or not Switch, Wii.
No, the Wii. Yeah.
But it's soccer. For those of you not sure what Strikers refers to, it's
Football.
soccer. Yeah, football. But
Can't
it's, I believe it was, is it 3-on-3? I think it's 4. I think it's 4, or is it 5 people? I can't remember how many people are on the pitch.
I feel like it's 4-on-4 and 1 goalie. I feel like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You don't play as the goalie though. Like he's always
No,
controlled by the AI or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
you assemble your own team of Mario characters. Like you can pick who's on your team, and then you're playing soccer. But it's Mario soccer, so you get like items, like you can use as weapons, and you can like you have like these electrified walls and stuff. It's all great. And you get like a super attack as well. You can charge up and blast. And it's kind of like, it reminds me of Mutant League Hockey in a way, where if you get like a certain attack, you can actually like blast the goalie into the net. It's so fucking hard, which just, I love it. It's fantastic. I think
It
at one
sounds like
point,
you
Yeah,
ripped off Mega Man Soccer from the SNES, is what you're telling me.
maybe I've never played that one. Um,
Well, I just
it's
said Mega Man, not to talk about Mega Man Soccer. It was just funny because you never score except if you got your power up, and then all of a sudden it would like blow through the goalie, and then you'd score.
oh yeah,
I love it because it's so arcadey, and like you said, you get those power ups, and like each character you get to has their own special abilities too, which is what I loved about it as well. Like I love being the hammer bro and like just throwing the hammers and like knocking out the goalie and then kicking it in.
yeah. The newest one kind of like, I don't know, dropped the ball a little bit, where like they didn't have any unlockable characters, and the whole thing was that you just earned points so you could upgrade your character with different gear, like you could make them faster or more durable or whatever. And I was like, I'd rather just unlock unique characters like strikers. You could unlock Diddy Kong to play on there. It's like, oh, that's fun. But
Yeah.
overall, it's a good series. You know, you could pit yourself, like you could have 2-on-2 games. If you have 4 people, you know, you could play against each other, or you could go through like a whole tournament, a league, and earn new
Mhm.
characters, which is great. But yeah, Super Mario Strikers Charged.
Yeah,
Nice.
totally. Love that one. So I'm gonna change things up. Totally different genre here. I'm gonna go with Jackbox games, and specifically, I'm gonna say the Quiplash is probably the one that we played the most. I know that we played with the three of us, plus our wives and other friends and stuff like that. We played it with them. You play it on your phone and on a PlayStation, and you can stream it and have other people play, and they can actually like applaud and vote for what they like for answers as well too. So it's really cool. It's very interactive. You can have like up to 8 players in that game, I believe it is, and it's super fun. It's kind of like a fill in the blank sort of thing. Like it's like something you wouldn't say to a bald man, and then you say something really
You just say
insulting, and
something incredibly inappropriate, which is
yeah, and you
hilarious.
want to get the most votes. You want to have the most points at the end of the game. It's a very simple idea, but it's super fun and super funny. Like if you're funny, then it can be funny. If you're not a funny person, then you're not gonna like it.
Plays pretty well.
What I was going to add to that is, like you said, it is 8 players, but you can have like an unlimited amount of people in the audience, and they get a vote too. Like it's interactive, and that's what I really like
Mhm.
about it, is that you don't actually need to own the game to play it. First of
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
like as long as you go to the I think it's like a website or whatever they give you, you can participate in the game. So if you have it streaming on Twitch or whatever streaming service
Mhm.
you're using, you can just be part of it of the game and answer along with everyone else. And even if,
Somebody needs
Yeah.
to own it. Somebody's got to
well,
own it.
one person, but
One person, but then you can have 7 other peoples that mooch. Yeah.
yeah, and like, like even if you're, to like the big streamers out there who get like 10,000 people watching their stream at a time, like you can be a part of that still. You can be in the audience at least. You get a say in the vote, which I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
they'll leave an empty spot and they'll randomly pick somebody from that's watching, right, to
Yeah,
join in or something. So that's always cool. No, and
I always
well,
hate when we have randos because they always throw in the stupidest stuff. They'll be like, Trump this, Trump that. Okay, not everything about Trump is hilarious. So
well,
just stop.
I was
We
gonna,
don't want you here.
I was gonna say,
so you
when you have randoms in there, you can't have any women on screen, because then it just becomes absolutely sexual the whole time.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, oh,
exactly.
are
People
you
are
so
the
you said
worst.
Jackbox party games though? So like, are you saying Quiplash specifically,
I'll say
or
specifically, if you guys wanted to do another Jackbox game, you can say, or you can just add it onto this if you want to, just other Jackbox
well,
games.
because I won't say it, but I like the murder mystery one. That's always fun. Or more
Mhm.
like it's a murder trivia, which is
Yeah.
I like that as well. That one's usually pretty popular.
I like
But
also the drawful one where or is it drawful? Is that what
yeah,
it's called?
yeah,
Yeah. The one where you draw and you got to get people to guess what your drawing is supposed to be of. They give you a title and you got to try and draw and they got to guess and and other people make up their own titles of what they think it might be. It's
yeah,
pretty fun.
that's always a good one.
Yeah.
But I like Quiplash the most for certain. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's the go-to for sure. MussKeg was next.
okay, I'm gonna go with well, it might not be as huge now, but man, did it have a sequence in time where it was just pure awesomeness, and that is you can pick which one you like, but I'm gonna go with the Guitar Hero series. I loved playing Guitar Hero with friends, even if they didn't like playing it. Basically you're listening to music in an interactive way, and
Hmm.
it's fun. The visuals in the Guitar Hero series, I really like the cartoony style of it. Rock Band's obviously more popular and had the staying power, um, probably because it introduced the concept of like an entire band playing together, which is a bit more of a party setting, if you will. But you know, it, it's a rare moment where I see somebody has Rock Band or Guitar Hero ready to play, and you don't have a bunch of people playing on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Mhm.
love those.
To me, like I love Guitar Hero as well, and to me that's like for wannabe musicians, like if you weren't the singer, like karaoke is for singers, right? Like that's wannabe singers do karaoke, wannabe guitarists, and eventually with Guitar Hero they got the drummers in as well. So at wannabe
Mm.
drummers, guitarists and stuff, you play Rock Band or Guitar Hero, and like that's you don't have to be good, you just got to go along with it, right? Like you don't have to, you're not selling out a real show, right? So I just
Hmm.
love that you
But
can.
like even if you do know how to play instruments, I know how to play instruments, and
Well,
I still have a blast playing Guitar Hero and everything. So
yeah,
yeah,
I just mean like you don't have to know how to play to get the sound right. You just
yes,
click the buttons or whatever,
yes,
and you're
exactly.
sounding like
Yeah.
ACDC or whoever you're playing the song. It's great. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. But uh,
I did like the singing. Like, I like playing the drums, and I like the singing part, which is because it reminds me also of like SingStar, which is another game that I like to play as well too. Is SingStar. So doing the singing and having the vocals range go up and down. That I like that. I wasn't a big fan of the guitar itself so much, but that's just me.
I actually heard recently, and this was just like on a YouTube video, so it could be complete hogwash as far as I know. But like Guitar Hero Aerosmith was actually like got more sales for Aerosmith than any other albums, including Honkin' a Bobo.
I had
So
Aerosmith guitar, that one. Yeah.
I bought it, but I haven't played it because I think I played it once actually with our friend Corey, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. I'm just not a huge Aerosmith fan, but their main songs were good enough that when I saw it at a garage sale, I bought it for like $5.
I think
Mhm.
Guitar Hero 3 is my favorite as far as the song selections and everything like
Yeah,
that.
I agree with you
But I
there.
will say, I remember when you and I were living together, you bought Guitar Hero 5, and that was actually a pretty damn good Guitar Hero 2. And we actually, I remember I was working for Bacardi at that time, and we'd had it for the weekend. Friday, basically, we got home and flat a beer and just played uh that game almost all the way through to the end. Basically, unlocked all the
Yeah,
songs.
that's the one
Yeah.
that you can sometimes get girls in as well. Like you got No
Mhm.
Doubt and stuff. They'll love singing
Yeah.
that. So
The ladies
True.
in there, you know.
yeah.
Hmm. True. True. Yeah.
So I'll go with another something that we all kind of played together, even when we were living together. Something we played. I'm gonna go with Buzz Quiz TV. Uh, I mean, apparently it was a series that was actually going on for a while. By the time I got Buzz Quiz TV, I never heard of it until then, and I got it. I'm like, oh yeah, I love like trivia games like Jeopardy and stuff like that. So I'm like, we'll see how this is, and I'm like, wow, I am blown away with how much I enjoy this game. Like it's, you can play up to 4 players. They had at the time they had specific little controllers that you bought with it, like wireless or wired ones or whatever. But yeah, you buzz in, and I think you have an option of 4 or the top ones. But there was different manners of how you entered, right? Some of them were like when you see the answer as a picture on the screen, hit the
Buzz.
button. And other ones were like, pick one of these 4, or you could steal. You could wager and steal if you knew the answer or not. Different categories. It was amazing. But
Yeah. No, it's a great game. I feel like any kind of trivia game, this is great. I love playing those. I mean, whenever
I was
you had it at Craig's place, until he ruined your controller.
I love the finale where you're like you've earned your points, and then but you're not. That's not how you win. You
yeah,
get dropped on kind of thing, and
Hmm.
it's anyone's game at that point.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I still have the game now, and I would love to play it again. But I feel like some of those answers might be out of date, like the sporting ones, especially. Like records get
Probably.
broken or something, right? It's like, oh well, he's
But
not the fastest man anymore.
you would think with it being a PS3 game, maybe they would update some of the answers, but maybe not. I don't know. Since it is that old, they probably don't really give a shit
it'd just
about
be
it.
online now if they did it now,
They should
right?
just make a
So
new one. Just make a new one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like it's online, so they could always be updating it. They don't need to like make a whole new one every time. They could just update the one they have if they
Yeah.
wanted to.
It's
Yeah.
a license to print money.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Like the content is just facts that you can get anywhere. You just go to Wikipedia and make a new game
Yeah.
based on what you read.
Well, like you ever go to the bar and they have that game that you can play on your phone on the screen?
Yeah.
It's basically that. It's what it is. It's just these different categories pop up, and then you answer them. You try to be the fastest, or you try to have You get it's just fun. It's fun. It's a good time.
Um,
So I think I'm next. So the next one I'll say is it's another back to a Nintendo Mario game, but it encapsulates everything Nintendo plus some. So I'm talking about Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers, and it started on the N64. It went to the GameCube, to the Wii. It's been on every version of the Nintendo since the 64, and it's always fun. Just picking some of your favorite characters, big Star Fox or Samus or it could be the Pokemon trainer even. It's so cool having them on a battlefield, battling each other, throwing Pokeballs at each other. That's the best weapon. Though.
Yeah. Best weapon.
Sometimes that's all I'll play is just Pokeballs. It's straight Pokeballs.
that
It's,
hammer.
it's fun.
Until the head goes off
love
the hammer.
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, you get the dud one. But yeah, it's just so fun. Like there's so many characters they have. And the new Switch one, like that one is like never ending. They've just been adding characters and characters, characters, so much so that I wish PlayStation would go back to All Stars Battle Royale. Like that was so cool. It's fun and it's fun to play with friends.
Awesome.
Yes, I love the stages that stay in one place though, not the ones that are continuously moving and like going out of frame and coming back. And
Rainbow Airship or whatever it was that you go through, and like, oh god, hate that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my favorite was always the one I always say. There's been lots of good ones, but man, I love Hyrule Castle in the original Nintendo.
It's classic.
Yeah,
that one in Fox's ship I like as well too. Fox is pretty. It's just pretty like, standard, just like that. Basically, like a little thing at the back there.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Classic ones.
I was like, since I guess it was Brawl. Brawl was the one that they started bringing in like third-party characters because you had Sonic and you had Snake that they came in. But now, at the point we're at now, you have like fucking.
Well, you got Street Fighter characters now too.
Street Fighter, Castlevania,
Mega Man's in.
Like a whole bunch of the. Well, I guess Fire Emblems is actually theirs. They have way too many Fire Emblem characters. Let me just say that. Too many Fire Emblem now.
Yeah.
But they got Cloud and Tekken characters in there.
Yeah, exactly. And was Cloud ever even on a Nintendo system? Like as far as I know, Final Fantasy VII was only on the PlayStation.
Yeah, like I think there might have been like a re-release at some point, like an HD version they might have done, but he wasn't there originally, right? Like I don't know. I don't follow Final Fantasy enough to know for sure, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Just great going in to pick and I like when every time you play a new round, you got to pick a new character. You can't always be the same character all freaking night. That's bullshit. You can't do that.
You can also customize it, right? You know, you can do one where it's like heavy item usage or no item usage or I mean, honestly, one of the best things they did in that game, it's such an underrated feature, the way they thought about it and the way it came up, is the whole Smash Ball, right? The chaos,
the Super Smash, whatever it is.
The pure chaos that ensues when the Smash Ball basically appears on the screen, and all of a sudden everybody's panicking, trying to get to it, and to be the last hit, not the most hits, but to be the last hit, that you get it. And then they went up, and I don't know if it was in just the most recent one or, previously, but where there's the dud one that's not actually
does it do anything? I can't remember if it does anything.
One of them moves and one of them doesn't. Which one moves? And which one
I think they both move. I think one is like the upside down symbol for the Smash Brothers.
No, I think
it has those two lines.
I thought one of them stays still as it's floating around, and then the other one like rotates as it's moving along. I thought that's what the difference was between.
I don't know. I thought they both moved around, but one was like the upside down symbol, and the other one was like the right symbol.
Maybe.
But I could be wrong too.
You could be.
And down to MussKeg, I think is next.
I'm gonna go with one that's been featured on this channel before, and we're not going with a series here, so there's not been a bunch of them. This is just one good old fashioned I was about to say Quiplash. Speedrunners.
Mm.
I play speedrunners. I mean, I'm sure it's got a shelf life at some point time wise, but I've never stopped playing because I wanted to stop playing. I've always stopped playing because I had to do something else or something like that. But such a fun game. Um, you know,
Keep up. That's the name of the game. Just keep up.
Yeah.
cool characters. The rounds go by fast, right? So if you do have
Yeah.
a bunch of people at a party, which is
Yeah.
we kind of haven't mentioned that, but going back to the theme of this, it's a good one to move people in and out, right? You're not going to be sitting on the sidelines long when you got Quiplash on the Thrawn.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I like the longer the match goes, the smaller the screen
yeah,
gets too. So it gets
Yeah.
harder and
that's what
harder to keep up.
and the deer's the best, muscular
Look, the
deer.
chicken guy, chicken dude.
The shark as well is
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I
I
was
don't
gonna
like the shark. I like how he jumps.
he dives forward. I'm not a big fan of that.
but really, that's like a memory game, right? Because you have to do everything perfectly. Like I gotta know. I need my button
True.
press exactly here, and I need
Yeah,
to, turn around
yeah. Throw
here.
your grapple here.
Memory and
Yeah,
execution, because there's lots of times I remember what's coming up and I still
Yeah.
miss the jump
Well,
or the grapple.
I was gonna say at the end when
Mhm.
that screen comes closer and closer, then you can't even see what's coming up, so you have to
Yeah.
remember, like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
this is where there's a bunch of boxes or some shit.
Well, it gets
exactly.
fun when you see the weapons that people get. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
shooting
pay
missiles,
attention. Oh, he's
dropping
got a
boxes.
grapple. He's
yeah.
got a
Yeah,
grapple, and
Or
he's
that
going to use that to
that
freeze ray.
drill or the ice beam, both
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And cool characters, like I said, like I mentioned,
Yeah,
unique ones too, right? So
Yeah.
got Louis.
So I think this is gonna be the final pick based on the time here. But I'm gonna go
yeah,
with something that's a little bit more linear. I know most of the games we've talked about here, they're kind of like you can jump in, jump out at any. I mean, you can still jump in and jump out, but the games you just like play a game and the round's over, kind of thing. Whereas this one's kind of a story that goes with it. But Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, that one I love that as a party game. Like it's almost like Dungeons and Dragons in a way that you're on a quest together with a bunch of people. What I like, but it's got that kind of like I mean it is kind of like just like a action brawler, I guess, in a way that you have all these Marvel superheroes that you can pick. You have your own abilities and stuff, and you go fighting through. Although there is like a leveling system at the beginning. Like once you max out, you max out. But it's a little bit of RPG elements in that sense. But I love that because it covers the Marvel Civil War storyline that you're playing through. But like you get Deadpool, Juggernaut. You can play as Venom, and the classic Wolverine, Thor, Iron Man. Everyone loves, playing as their favorite, and you can have like turns jumping in, jumping out, right? Like you die, okay, next guy comes in or whatever, and you can always swap your characters. So if you didn't like who someone else is playing, you could play as your favorite character. So I love that as a
Hmm.
party game. Everyone's on board and you're all working together.
Yeah, it's cool. Picking the different classes and stuff. It's not always going to be the Wolverines together, and you're gonna have different varied. You have a big dude. You're gonna have like a magic user. You're gonna have like something that can throw things from afar. You got different variations of characters, which is what's
I enjoy
like you
playing
said.
it.
It's
It has
like
a good,
Dungeons and Dragons.
good amount of challenge to it as well. And like I know you say that it's a story game, which is true, but it's also a story game that you don't need to pay attention to the story to
Oh,
play it.
no.
So you could have people moving in and around and like, hey, I'm gonna tap out for a bit and go hit that beer bong.
Yeah,
Um,
you're not going to be like coming like, oh man, what happened to Magneto? What's going on? I'm so lost here.
yeah,
No,
yeah. You're gonna
yeah,
be like,
you're not
hitting that
worried
beer bong, and I'll get back in it.
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
And the best was like I always made sure I had like Wolverine in my party because like he's healing all the time, right? So everyone else can die. He can just go fuck off in a corner for like 5 minutes and he's back to full health. Keep the fight
yeah.
going.
Yeah, that's how it, my experience.
But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for our favorite party video games. That's all stuff that we love to have a drink to and get together with friends and fantastic time. But let us know down in the comments, like what do you like to play with friends when you're partying, getting together. But for now, let's let everyone know where we can find us at. We'll go with the guy down below.
Me?
Yeah,
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, PSN, and TikTok as MussKeg.
and then
I've been having the time of my
Yeah.
life. And I'm CountryBoy_9, also known as CountryBoy9er on a bunch of different platforms, like here on YouTube, where I unbox stuff like this Aloy. She's a pretty cool video game character. And I totally forgot to talk about GoldenEye. Man, we should talk about GoldenEye. GoldenEye is another fun party
That's your
game
honorable
from when I was
mention
a
right
kid.
there.
Yeah, there you go. Toss
Yeah,
it in.
I thought you were gonna pull out some kind of Dirty Dancing figure when you started singing there. And I'm LewisLightning. You can find me on Twitch as the LewisLightning. It's all one word, which also works on YouTube, the LewisLightning. You can find some gameplay videos there. But yeah, party on, and we will see you guys later.
Party on, Wayne. Party on, guys.
I knew you guys were gonna say that. That was a very toothy intro. You're like, I love absolutely get annihilated. It's almost sexual in a way.
I love getting just absolutely annihilated.
Party on, Wayne.